Welcome to the shit show.
Another week, so it's another wrap up. We got Theo in the chat. In the chat, I say? Yes, if you're listening to this on a podcast or you're watching this later on some sort of video on demand service, this goes out live. As we're talking right now, the mics are on. We're not fact checking. We're not filtering.
No.
We encourage you to do all of those things, but we're not going to do it because we're live, pal. Fuck it, we will do it live. So we got Theo in the chat, and you could join us in the chats. Right? Theo says, let's go, Tim and Tom. I'll bet they are shotgunning some broken skulls and punching each other. Psych up for the podcast. Liverpool chat is in the chat, says, let's go, baby. And yeah, baby, Seahawks won. Tom, Super Bowl. I forgot about that. I didn't watch.
You did?
Tom, I didn't watch a single moment of it. I didn't watch a single second of it. I didn't watch the halftime show. Well, so we were traveling from Oklahoma City watching the bowling. And then we didn't get into about mid-time of the game. And I just kind of was like, I don't really care. I don't care. My wife's company had a Super Bowl ad. We'd already seen it. So I was like, I don't care. You know
what was the Super Bowl ad?
There's Gordon Ramsay. It's a they're AI company. Yeah.
Two strikes. AI and Gordon Ramsay. Not good. Anyhow, no, it was a fun game. Here's the thing. I'm glad the Seahawks won. They're good. They got their revenge.
Yeah, of course. Like you said, we're not rooting for anything Patriot right now either.
Well, that too. But also, that's 2 years in a row that the champion got revenge on a previous Super Bowl loss. So last year, the Eagles avenged their Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs. And this year, the Seahawks avenged their Super Bowl loss to the Patriots. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Second thing. People, I don't like people. We all know that, right? They all suck. I can't stand when defense is good, right? I'm about to go on a rant. Nope, no, I'm not. I'm just going to say a good defensive game is also entertaining. It doesn't have to be, I want the ball to go in the air and I want to catch it and then want to run. Like a fucking defense rules too.
Yeah.
I hate that everything
favors
offense.
Knowing how the defense operates and what they're trying to do and how they shut it down.
Not even that,
watching
just
them have that ability to do it is awesome.
Yeah, but just also, can't you just appreciate the fact that they achieved their goal? Like, why do you only want offense to achieve their goal? For you to be entertained, you fucking small-brained idiots. Yeah. Anyhow, it was a fun Super Bowl.
Watch basketball if you want just a bunch of scoring over and over again.
Except for I saw some headlines today.
Oh, gosh. Oh, the Kansas State basketball team? Oh, Tom, this is the most fun comedy of errors you will ever find. So,
my God.
They hire this coach. He comes in first year because they got one key transfer and the guy who was still there, like the one senior, were like all-American level good. They went on a run. They went on an Elite Eight run, but they weren't supposed to be an Elite Eight team either, right? I'll say that, right? Like they were a fine team that made a deep run kind of, out of nowhere. And he turned that into a big pay update, right? And then sucked. And then was like, listen, I'm going to leave for another school. And they're like, no, here's more money. He has an $18 million buyout right now and is the worst. They do nothing but lose. 2 years in a row, they've paid the most in NIL money for the transfer portal and have gotten the worst in the league results. And they'd have to pay him $18 million to leave. So, yeah, the students show up in bags. Like the old school.
Hold on, though. Isn't this the coach that we all loved? What happened to that coach that K-State loved? Like the light-skinned black guy? Or is this the same guy?
Yeah, that's him.
So
couple years. 1 year, he had one good year, and he sucked ever since. Yeah.
I thought he had
has gotten the most.
Years.
2 years running has had the number one transfer class, the most NIL money, and they're literally like have a losing record now. They're going to finish worse in the league. And then they played so bad. He said, he was like, all these guys are quitters. They don't deserve to. They got to. I think he's trying to get that payday. He's trying to get that buyout check and walk. So he's trying to make himself an egregious asshole.
But yeah, your team.
I'm still upset. He promised. He said After that first year, that Elite Eight run, he said to a crowd of people there, he was like, we're going to have a national championship parade in Manhattan, Kansas, and it won't take long. And I was like, that's not going to happen. That guy's going to eat those words someday. And here we are. I was like, yep, that's not. But he got 18 million out of it, I bet, when they pay him off.
But I will say, not to go into a total sports podcast here, but if Indiana can win the national championship in football, fucking any team in college can win anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly right.
So
that's what I mean. You pay this guy off, just pay somebody off. But the problem is, K-State just, they got a new football coach, so all the money's going to go there. They're going to want to cough up $18 million to pay this guy and then pay some other coach.
Is that cute little girl still going to play for quarterback? That cute little girl?
Yep. Senior year. She's
cute. She can throw too.
Yeah. Well, not all that great is part of the problem. Yeah, faster than throw. Anyway, but we're going to talk about wrestling, man, all elite wrestling. But what's up with you before we get into that, Tom?
I'm unemployed, as we talked about last week. So now I'm reading books. Here's tips for the well-rounded wrestling fan. I'm reading The Friends of Eddie Coyle. It's a library book. That's why you see this. But The Friends of Eddie Coyle. It's an American noir. It's really good. It's about like a guy that runs guns and then the people who betray him and he betrays them. It's considered the best American noir book of all time. Great dialogue. Almost finished with it. That's how close I am. Then I bought 2 books. One considered one of the best novels of all time called Stoner. And no, it's not about the fucking weed, but it's about a guy named William Stoner and his life going from rural America, thinking that he needed to go to big time America, and kind of the trials and tribulations that goes against what you really should be doing in your life. So I'm excited to start that. And then I got the GOAT of history, David McCullough, History Matters. He spells it wrong. O-U-G-H. It's O-C-H if anyone wants to know that. But he wrote a book, History Matters, and I'm excited to start this one too. Really quick one. He usually writes fucking like 7 novels.
French word. So
what?
It's guillotine. It's a French word. So remember your argument on names.
No. It's just spelled incorrectly because it's said the same way. He just spells it incorrectly. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's all. Poor guy. Because all that. But if
I blame his family. It's not his fault.
Yeah, it's not his fault. It's not his. David is great. If you've never read David McCullough, the first place I would tell you to start is his biography on Harry S. Truman. It fucking rules. But that will take you some months. But this one should take me about a day. So yeah, look at that. Doing that. Also listening to the J. Cole album. If you want to be a smart intellectual and not some dumb, I want to hear him go, but, listen to J. Cole. Because that shit fucking rules. Or you could be a fucking idiot and go like, I do drugs. I like drugs. Look at me do drugs. Drugs. Isn't it cool? I do drugs. I sound like I do drugs. Isn't that even cooler?
That music,
I can't stand that mumble rap bullshit.
Well, mumble rap is different. Yeah. Well, yeah,
we're
going to get into all kinds of debates. Yeah. Well, all of those things, you can do all of those things. You could also email us and tell us what you're doing, and we'll talk about that here on the show. Reminder to go to our website, allelitewrapup.com. You can donate from there. You can check out our podcast links, the YouTube link, the Blue Sky link where Tom is furiously skeeting away, right, during the shows. And that email, don't forget, aewrapup@gmail.com. You can type something to us. You can call us and put that in there. You can send us a video. And Tom,
Tim,
we mentioned his name last week. And say his name and he appears. We got an Ash Hendricks call.
The real one where you want him to appear, not the highlights and weird body hair from that British fella. What's his name?
Something tells me this British fella has some weird body hair.
Oh no, he's Scottish, right? Isn't Joe Hendry Scottish?
I don't know what he is.
Yeah, whatever.
Somebody should tell us. Fact check. That's what I'm saying. We're not fact checking here. We encourage you to, because we want you to do it. Tell us.
Come on.
All right, here we go.
So I was listening to the show last week, right? And there was a part of the show where I got called out indirectly for my lack of appearance on a AEW Wrapup in 2026. And I was confused because I had recorded and sent in a voice clip last week, expecting to hear my voice on the show. And then I realized that I did not indeed send that clip, and it was just stuck in my outbox, not sent. So what I'm trying to say is that was justified. What's up, boys? The king is back. Hello, how you doing? Question, yeah? Are AEW fucked if they don't pull the trigger on Brody King? They have to, right? Surely they gotta pull the trigger and get the belt on him. But I don't think they're going to, because it looks like we're lining up Hangman, and then you've got Andrade in the mix, right? So I'm like thinking, where the hell does Brody go from here? Same thing with Ciampa. Ciampa just got the belt and lost it in a banger, you know what I mean, to Carl Fletcher. And I'm thinking, okay, so what happens now? They come in with all this heat, and unless they have a story in place to carry them over for the next weeks, months, they're going to just go into doing random matches, and that's going to mean nothing, right? Oh, man, I'm surprised. I'm scared. I don't know. They need to put the belt on Brody, but I don't think they will. And I want the belt to be on Brody, but, like, he's not really there yet. Speaking of not really there yet, Takeshita, right? Are they going to pull the trigger on this face turn and get him out there, or what? Is it because he's not can fully cut a promo in English that they're hesitating, and it's just like Okada and Takeshita are going for some fucking power struggle kind of thing? Because, like, they've been teasing it. It's kind of starting to get dull for me, even though I'm a fan of all the workers involved. Like, what are we doing here? Are they actually going to go ahead and do this now? And what happens next afterwards? And where does everyone go from here? And also, speaking of Don Callis family, put all the motherfucking belts on these guys. There's 17, 18 of these motherfuckers. Put all the AEW and ROH belts on them. Every last one of them. If we're doing a hostile takeover type thing, let's make it real. Put every last fucking belt on all of these fuckers. I don't give a shit. Happy 2026 to us all, and to all a good night. Safe, bye.
So follow up. All right, Ash, I hear you. So here's where our call to action is to you. Name it. Who's the AEW champion from Don Callis? Who's the tag team champions? Because they've got a lot of tag teams. You know what I mean? So there you go. If you want to give them all the belts, I want to hear who they all get.
I like this, man. We got Theo. We got Liverpool Chat. We called out for Ash last week, and we got him. So, you know what? Let's see if this works again. Anybody heard of a missing person called Fuck Your Mama 2 times? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know. See, we're missing friends. Yeah, man, Brody King.
Oh, wait a minute.
Conspicuous by his absence, right?
Didn't we have a name? Didn't we have a couple guys with the same name? What was that name that loved us? You were like, all the guys with this.
We're your Jeff's favorite podcast.
Yeah, Jeffs. Where are you guys at? You know?
Yeah, where are all the Jeffs?
Yeah,
fucking Jeffs. Like 3 to 7 Jeffs on each episode.
Yeah, there you go. So anyhow, Brody King.
I love that range. People are like, there was like 3 to 7, right? Is always a good
Brody King. So because I sent it to you, so I'm obviously aware of it. It was reported by roided out Meltzer that WBD said Brody King isn't available on AEW because they don't want the fuck the ice chance to keep coming, right? And then
you're worried that it'll bring unwanted attention from the current administration.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then
whoops.
And then for no reason at all, let's go by Sean Ross Sapp. Could just be Sean Sapp, but I guess you need a middle name. That's fucking weird. Anyhow, I don't like when people are like, "Oh, my name is
first names." Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't need 3 names. We all have 3 names, or some of us have 4. Just shut the fuck up and say first name, last name. Anyhow, I digress. He said he reached out to WBD. They said we didn't fucking say that shit. Now this is what I'll say. 1, journalistic integrity in pro wrestling is fucking laughable because 2 reasons. 1, we just think that Roy Meltzer's just doing peptides with his WBD contact and was like, hey, where's Brody King? Like, oh, can't let him on there. Like within 24 hours, he's just going to have that fucking story. Bullshit. And then second, we're just going to believe the marketing of WBD, right? You're just going to report the marketing person or PR person for WBD says, we disagree. Like, do some fucking actual reporting and then put the story out, you dumb shits.
I am more than half convinced that Meltzer gets told a bunch of things from people because they're just like, tell him what's the weirdest thing you can get Meltzer to print. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well, I still don't like him, but old gas station John Hamm, CM Punk, his bitch ass was talking about how Chris Jericho used to be like, who keeps feeding you all these stories about why I'm such a cancer in AEW? It's Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho likes to then use it to then get himself a raise or more TV time. And so it's like, yeah, because this guy is just a fucking goof that just 7 stars. I like it. It's in a Tokyo Dome, 7 stars. He sucks. Anyhow,
unfortunately for gas station John Hamm,
that's a good.
There was more than one person. Yeah, there was more than one person feeding that.
Oh yes, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
he was also kind of telling you, like, Dave Meltzer isn't like plugged in that well to the community.
Yeah.
He just knows 2 people that keep telling him whatever the fucking story. Now, all that's to say, I find it difficult that
CM Punk look like an undercover cop that's trying to infiltrate a biker gang.
he looks like an out of work tattoo artist that, like, hey, free Halloween tattoos. No thanks. We see what your work is. No thanks.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
But here's the thing with the Brody King thing. I find it super difficult that if WBD is working with Tony Khan, which I believe they do because it is their network still, right? And I think they actually do have like equity in AEW. I think they like own 5% or something like that.
I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah.
I find it highly difficult that they're going to be like, hey, keep the title match this Saturday with MJF for your AEW Grand Slam Australia, but don't have them on the week before. No.
Yeah, at most they would say, like, you have to try to silence those out. You know what I mean? Like, you have to run fake crowd noise over that instead.
Well, and also, this isn't the first time that we saw Brody. I mean, the crowd did this, right? Brody King didn't start the fuck the ice chant. He just stood there. They did it. And he was like,
right, the crowd did it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But also, this wasn't the first time that he didn't wear, or, he's worn an Abolish Ice t-shirt in the past. He's fucking said it in plenty of interviews.
Look, I think it was MJF who said in the interviews about it, he was like, hey, we're not the place that will silence the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
good.
He said, we're going to let them say what they, this is what they wanted to say. It's what they said.
Yeah. I will say this. Also, if you want a good interview, he did a really good interview with Chris Van Fleet, MJF, that is.
Yeah.
Give that a shot. That was really good.
All right.
But anyhow, I don't think that we could do picks, actually. I have the card pulled up. We could do that after our Dynamite review.
Sure.
For the
just
Grand Slam.
Non-shirt.
Non-shirt. Yeah, just
unless
for
you want me to go, I'll go put the shirt on if you want to put it on the line.
No. I won't put you through that.
This is the one where nobody wants to put challenge. No. No, we'll stick to the regularly scheduled match. Yeah.
But this is, again, the thing that I would do with Brody King. And this is just me booking it because I think I can do it better than everyone else, right? You got kind of a dead brand in Ring of Honor. No offense.
Yeah.
But, like, what's going on
I don't know
over
anything
there?
about it. I know nothing about it, and I'm fine with that.
Wouldn't you kind of be interested a little bit if Brody King was a heavyweight champion at least? Right? Like, if he could be your guy, and then you could still keep the MJF Hangman, because I do agree with that. I think that's where we're going. Hangman, MJF, all that kind of stuff. But you could still keep Brody King hot, and then hopefully get generating some more eyeballs by putting him on that kind of stalled out
I think
promotion.
you almost have to give him that if you don't give him this, because of what kind of Ash was saying. Like, what's he just going to fuck off then and go back to being like one of 3 random dudes vying for unsuccessfully for the trios title? Like,
and Ring of Honor, that's another one where it's like, I kind of wish I had a say in it. I wish I had a say in everything because I think I'm smart. But like, you could build a hot brand if you feature Brody King, Dalton Castle, Outrunners, Shelton Benjamin, Private Party, like right there could be your nucleus to, like, on the men's side. On the women's side, you could still go with Sky Blue and all of that stuff too. If I'm just speaking for, Tony Storm is in AEW. No, that's your top of the top.
AEW.
I'm not trying to say Brody King
isn't.
ROH.
Yeah.
ROH side. That should be your nucleus for a year or two. But anyhow, what was the other one? So we had Brody King. We talked about, what was his other question about?
Oh, the Takeshita thing. Are they going to do this now, or are they just trying to go away from that? Did they decide maybe not the time?
I think, and again, we'll go into picks. I think he beats John Moxley. He becomes this Continental Champion. And I think him
There's
and
jealousy in the
Okada
family.
then reunite the fucking titles again. Right? Like, he did it once. He's going to do it again. He wants his title back. Okada's an asshole. Give him the
How
title.
come every time we somehow separate these belts, Okada and Takeshita can't rest until they're reunified?
That's what I would do.
Hey,
I think that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But as far
You
as a
should
baby
do-
face,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, yeah, to his point,
Yeah.
he doesn't really cut a good promo. So unless you just have almost like a Dean Malenko style or Chris Candido, where it's like he doesn't need to talk because he's so great. I don't know what else
Find
he can
face
do.
managers, right? I think we fall
Yeah.
on the crutch a lot with managers always being heel,
Yeah,
but we don't need to do that. We can,
Nope.
but it's harder to still maintain coolness and be a face manager. Nana does it okay, but he also doesnn't do a whole lot of the speaking, right? Like
Right.
he's more of a hype man. But hey, you should do what Ash did and email us at aewrapup@gmail.com. That's 1W. Man, for a hot second, I thought that's what Ash was going to say he did last week was accidentally send it to the 2 W's. Don't put, it's not AEW wrap up. It's All Elite Wrap Up, aewrapup@gmail.com. Send us an email. We'll play it or read it right here because we want friends. We need friends, you know?
we do, and we
Need-
want, and
we,
yes.
we want.
Well,
But
we
Tom-
need friends, but will we get them? That's what we'll find out. You know what I mean?
Well, Tom, before we look at last night, I want to go a little bit further back in time. I want to reflect some on AEW Dynamite. So I filled up the All Elite time machine here, and we're going to go back in time. All right, you ready for this?
Yes.
You had your, you well hydrated today, and
Come on.
all right, let's do this. Let's hop in the time machine. Go back in time, and we'll see what happened. All right, 5 years ago, February 17th, 2021, Dynamite was live from Jacksonville. At this point, the icon Sting had been in AEW for about 2 months. He'd been doing plenty of interviews. He was pointing his baseball bat at people and stare downs. However, had yet to take a single physical bump or wrestling move, leaving all of us genuinely unsure if he was medically cleared to be wrestling here or if he was going to be more of a manager type, right? But on this night, that question was answered violently during an in-ring confrontation with Team Taz, where Sting was attacked, and one specific member of the faction picked Sting up and delivered a massive powerbomb in the middle of the ring, marking Sting's first bump in an AEW ring. So who was that powerhouse of Team Taz that has the distinction of being the first person to powerbomb Sting in AEW?
Did you put in Powerhouse because that's who it is? Powerhouse Hobbs?
You would think that.
No,
But it's not
No,
Powerhouse
it's
Hobbs.
not. It's not. I know who it is.
Who is it?
Brian Cage.
It is Brian Cage. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. He picked him up. So, and then that led to a street fight at Revolution.
Yeah, the theatrical.
right?
Because remember that theatrical match? The thing I remember the most about it is how
Yes.
Brian Cage and Ricky Starks grabbed Darby by the hands and arms and just was like, throw that motherfucker into the glass.
So was this the one where Sting called himself a hoodlum? Was this their warehouse?
No, yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
that-
no, but
Who
yeah,
was
I do
that,
remember
right?
the
The
hoodlum.
warehouse, right? And he was
Yeah.
like, because I'm a hoodlum. And I was like, no, do not. Please
No,
do
you're
not.
not.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it was, but I do remember it was Brian Cage and Ricky Starks,
Ricky Starks.
and then obviously Sting never lost a match, so Sting and Darby
Early
won.
Team Taz there.
Yeah, which I think is everyone in Team Taz not in AEW now. Powerhouse is
Well,
gone.
I mean,
Ricky's
Taz.
gone. I mean, Taz is there, but like Brian
Hook.
Cage is he?
Yeah. But Hook kind of came along late, right? Like he wasn't an original Team Taz, or was he? Who was the original
I don't
Team
know.
Taz?
The original Team Taz was Brian Cage, and then Ricky Starks, and then Powerhouse Hobbs, and then Hook. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Times, man. Good times.
Come on.
Look at
That was a good one, though.
AEW
I like that
history
one.
for you. That was a good one. Yeah, I like that. That little back in time. All right. So, Tom, I guess we're going to talk about what happened on Dynamite last night. This was
Let's
a
talk
fucking
about
explosive Dynamite.
the 15 out of 10 AEW Dynamite. It took place in Ontario, California. I don't know the venue, but it's the granddaddy of them all, obviously.
It was
If
the
you go to
granddaddy of them all.
Ontario,
You know the venue.
yeah, if you go to Ontario, you obviously first think California,
It's the
not Canada.
it was the Ontario Bowl Dome Center.
There it
on
is.
Verizon.
Come on. Powered by Maker's Mark. Okay.
Simmons or something.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. We kick it off, though, with some hot promo action. Hot. Do it for me.
Hot.
That was pretty good by me.
Oiled up. Hot.
Yeah. Because we get Swerve
Yeah,
Strickland.
you nailed the
and
hot. That was good. You got it.
Hot.
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 Oh, it's not going. It's not working. Oh, there.
Hot.
Hot. There you go. Yeah. I would just do all
We'll get
that
better
for
at
an hour.
that.
Okay. So we got Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland. And Tony Schiavone's like, hey, seems like some beef is going between you two, but it really feels like it's coming from Swerve Strickland. Swerve, you want to tell us about that? And Swerve is like, I do, actually. So
Yeah,
here's a
you're a
fun
bitch.
story.
Yeah.
Well, I like the story. He's like, when this place started, you were the man. Everyone wanted to come here to fight you, myself included. So I come over here. And then when I become the man, where are you? Where are you?
Yeah.
You ain't here.
Nowhere
And then
to be
he
found.
mentions, he goes, you're either hurt or suspended, mentioning the all out suspension, And then he goes,
Oh, yes.
and now I've taken your spot. And now you think you could just come back and get a world championship match and walk past me? And then Kenny Omega's like, oh, you fucked up because I'm ready. I'm the man. And then they reference the whole God thing. He's like, I didn't call myself the God of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
They did.
Call me that. Yep.
So suck a dick, And then they're going back and
But I
forth.
like
And
that Swerve even kind of took the yeah, but you might have been, but time has rolled on, old man. Kind of took the that might have been, but that ain't now.
Well,
you barely walk out of here.
It felt very reminiscent of Swerve going up to Hangman and saying oh, cool, you're winning charity tournaments now. I thought you were supposed to be the man around here. A little bit different as far as the angle, but it's that same tone of your time is gone. It's my time.
But
now.
I also like that Kenny got a little more he dropped some of the crowd work gimmick and was like, okay, no, we can fight.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not afraid of kicking your ass if that's what you're asking for. Yeah.
And I even liked how he was like, oh, you're the most dangerous man, are you?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't think
Keep
you are.
hearing
And then and he goes, actually, it's Brody King, if you want to talk
Brody
about
King.
that. And then everyone went fucking nuts on that. And then what I liked a lot is this whole, they got into each other's face. Kenny then just smacks him. And Swerve is like, well, I guess from now on, what happens, it's on you. And then we get a fight. Here's the thing that it's not them two. I'm not pointing out them two as far as it's their fault, but it is a cross the board thing, except with, oddly enough, Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. But if you're going to do a pull apart, I don't need to see, fucking go, man.
Yeah.
If it's a pull apart,
yeah, try to get loose. You know what I
just
mean?
say, peeking behind the curtain before the segment, just be like, if I give you a black eye, I'll buy you dinner tonight. And then be like, we're going to fuck each other up. Because the thing that made it fall just a touch flat is security just was like, nah, we're not going to go out there for this one. And they brawled all across everywhere. And it was kind of at a snail's pace.
Well, and to me, it just also is tell the guys that are supposed to be holding you guys back, I'm going to act like I'm an actual drunken fan who jumped out of here. You know what I mean? I'm going to be flailing. I'm going to be, trying to squirm, legit hold my ass down, right? Don't break my arm or no shit, but you know what I mean? That's going to make it look more real without me having to now pretend like I'm not hitting this guy,
right.
Make it look like I'm struggling more realistically. And then we won't have this problem, right?
And I go back to, when we were at the Monday Night Raw where Undertaker and Brock Lesnar got into the fight and the twins were security and they
Yeah.
did that meeting with all of security and they're like, hey, this is the last time we're going to see each other. We're going to really fucking fight each other. And here's the thing. If you get in our way, we're really going to fight you too. So have fun. And it fucking ruled. Again,
Yeah.
I do not care about
remember one of them Regals was the first one out there and took it. And he got fucking
Undertaker hit him in the
slammed
back
for
of
his
the
trouble.
neck and he couldn't turn his neck for a couple days. Like, that fucking ruled. Remember how
Undertaker
awesome it
is
was?
twice his size. Like,
Yeah, but like we went fucking nuts for it. You know what I'm saying? And so, and we had seen them fight forever, right? It wasn't like it was a new, oh my God kind of thing. But with these two, this is to me the first time that they've really locked horns. Juice that shit up. You know what I mean? Like, anyhow, but it was still good. It was still good. Now, the thing that I thought was interesting though, is I posted it on Blue Sky. I was like, wow, well, this is going to steal the show at the pay-per-view. I'm wrong. They're doing this shit at Dynamite next week. How do you feel about that?
Great, man. I like, we're going to have to follow next week with this that we didn't know that at the time, right? So this will help.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing that I wish pro wrestling would do a little bit better at is, and again, I'm not calling out them specifically, but I wish this would be something that AEW could build on moving forward. Okay. So this happened at 7:00 in the One True time zone, right?
Yeah.
8:30. Are they still there? Are they still trying to fight each other in the backstage? Like, tell me if they hate each other that fucking much, what's the status of what they're doing now?
Yeah. Cause like certainly one of them went to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then,
or you could just say they've been escorted out of the building. They are not here because they have been kicked out per Tony Khan. Like, but like, if you don't tell me anything, but if you don't tell me anything, well, then I just think they're just hanging out back around catering or something. So yeah.
Yep.
All right. We keep it going and we go
Jerry
backstage.
Springer had a security guard come,
Yeah, exactly. A big
we had
bald
security
bastard.
guards,
Yeah, but he looked like a thumb. Remember that guy? I forget his name, but he was weird. But we go backstage and Renee Paquette is talking to Kyle Fletcher, Don Callis, and we just get the, Kyle Fletcher's the best. But then as we end it, Kyle Fletcher goes, Don Callis, I want to do this on my own. And Don's like, well, that's cool. I don't actually mind.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. We'll put a pin in it.
I thought that was interesting too, but I felt like we'd been hitting that button a bunch lately. So I was kind of like, why are they doing this again?
Right. But I thought maybe Don Callis was like, you fucking loser. If you don't want my help, then you're out of the family. But we'll put a pin in it. We'll get to
it's the Don
match
Callis family. It ain't the Kyle Fletcher
right.
standalone.
Yeah. But we get into some in-ring action. Our first match of the night. It's a trios match. It's the Death Riders, consisting of Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Pac, taking on Don Callis family, consisting of Mark Davis, Josh Alexander, and Konosuke Takeshita. And very good. Very similar to the week prior, except for last week, the Don Callis family won. This week, the Death Riders win. So,
right.
I'll say this. A lot of fun wrestle, right? Wrestle. But how does this match make you feel going into the match on Saturday for the Continental Championship, Takeshita versus Jon Moxley?
I still feel the same way I felt the whole time. I don't want this to be a title that's defended in changing hands. So my hope is this doesn't change hands. But I feel like this time it's going to be different, right? We've done enough of the Continental Classics. I'm leaning now that, like, kind of the story you just brought up, maybe Takeshita wins it. Maybe something happens with him and Don Callis or Okada during that match that he didn't like. And they're like, oh, but you're the champ. And he's like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, but that's not right. You know what I mean? Like, but again, can Takeshita tell this story?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. Now, the other thing is we could get a misdirection. This could be hey, Death Riders aren't actually baby faces. John Moxley acting like a weirdo, trying to do things the right way, just cost himself the championship. We're kicking his ass to the curb. That would be cool, right? The whole thing we're thinking is Takeshita, Okada. Where does this lead between those two? When actually it was Pac thinks John Moxley's a fucking douche, and so he's gonna kick his ass after losing the title to Takeshita.
So is one of them assume the leadership, or do they have some new person is the leader that we, you know what I mean? Either new to the company or somebody that's been gone for a while or something, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, what I think they would do, because I think John Moxley would like peeking behind the curtain, probably push for it. I bet you they'd be like, Marina Shafir now runs the Death Riders.
Jesus Christ.
You know. Now here's the thing with
What
the
if it was
Death Rider
Bryan
name.
Danielson? Like, and he's
Well,
not, you know what I mean? He's more
yeah.
like, you know, like
Just the
kind of
manager. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
But
the
it's
thing
his,
with the
it's his get back.
yeah. Here's the thing with the Death Rider name though. If they do kick out John Moxley, they got to change their name because the finisher for John Moxley is the Death Rider.
So if we go Bryan Danielson, then we can be the Aberdeen Combat Club. You know?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't, Aberdeen. What'd you call it? Aberdeen what?
The Aberdeen
Combat
Combat
Club?
Club. Instead of the Blackpool Combat Club, we're now the Aberdeen.
So it's the ACC, like North Carolina and
Right.
Duke. Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
exactly.
Easy. They
Yep.
probably don't have that trademark. The AEW could probably use that. ACC.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna, they're gonna split up eventually. It'll be absorbed
Aren't we
into
all
the other
going to
ones.
split up?
Yeah.
You're all.
Well, it's
going.
capitalism. They absorb into two companies. That's whatever.
Hey, that's the best way to do it.
You know?
That's the best way
All
to
this
do
freedom
it.
of choice.
Yeah, obviously.
Choice A or choice B.
Speaking of choice,
We'll slap a different
Who'd you
label on it if you want.
yeah. Speaking of choices, who'd you have in this next match? We had a TNT Championship match. It was the champion, the Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa, taking on, previously mentioned, the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher. And son of a bitch, Tim, first before I get your reaction, this fucking match kicked all the ass, did it not?
This was my reaction.
Wow.
Like, it was... The match was great. No way in hell did I think Kyle Fletcher was going to win just because of the way we brought in Ciampa and he just won. So, like, it was a shocking ending out of that. But, like, the match was just, I mean, Jesus, man.
They went.
Especially with Ciampa being 78 years old, I think.
I believe so. Yeah, I think he was an advisor to Abe Lincoln.
I think he started the match at 74 years old and he ended it at 78.
Yeah, I mean, his body probably felt like it. I tell you that much.
Yeah.
It's not being a joke. That's probably being legit. Now, here's
He's
the thing.
also like more in shape than I've ever been in my life at his age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which you can
Well,
not all that all.
He's probably cardiovascular. I remember I told you we talked for like an hour and a half about our neck injuries when we were in Detroit, and he was like, "Brother, I can't feel my hand." I was like, "I never can feel my hands." He was like,
Got
"Really?" I was
abs,
like,
but ask him to throw a
he
grocery
can't
sack over on his shoulder and he's fucked. Yeah.
or hold a chair in front of him. He probably drops it 'cause he can't feel his hands. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
tell him to help
okay,
me
so-
lift this thing off my foot, and not gonna happen.
Can't feel it. So yeah, like you said, the match was just gnarly, right? Just like all types of just bumps and bruises and body slams and punches,
Hard
all of
hitting,
it, right?
and
as you
timing great on their stuff. Like just
So
again, had
then
these
here's
guys
the thing.
worked together before? Because like they did a great job. Like I don't know if their paths had crossed. You know, I mean, Jim had
they
been
have
over
good
there for
chemistry.
several years.
Yeah.
And Fletcher's young, so I just wouldn't have thought there would have been a whole lot of time. But yeah, they had great
Just good chemistry. Yeah. So here's the question then. So as
Just
you
like
mentioned,
us.
just like us. Kyle Fletcher, he ends up becoming your new TNT champion. And so then he says, I'm going to Australia, my home country, and I'm going to be champ. I'm walking in a hero's welcome. And because we're going to celebrate, I'm going to give an open challenge. And so we do Mark Briscoe.
Man, if we give this right back to Mark Briscoe.
So I do like the idea on paper. Hey, it's tied up 3 apiece. 3 wins for Fletcher, 3 wins for Briscoe. This is match 7. I liked how even Kyle Fletcher was like, you keep saying reach for the sky. Well, reach for this fucking thing in a ladder match. I like that, the whole setup. But I don't want to see this shit. Like,
Yeah.
Not now.
I mean, it is what it is. We're going to get it out of the way. It'll be best 7. They won't do it again. Right?
So, but what does that mean for Ciampa?
Maybe he comes in and fucks it up.
Or does Mark Briscoe win and then he goes open challenge and Ciampa goes, I'm back. And we're like, what the fuck?
They should roll with this.
It's just a 3-man fucking
open
match.
challenge.
Yeah.
Hey, fucking Tony Khan's got to come in and be like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop. No more open challenges for the TNT title. 30 days. More
or no one between you guys. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, true. Yeah.
I do find it.
Yeah. Almost
Ciampa
open
win-
challenge. That's back where we're back to the almost open challenge.
I do find it interesting because the Ciampa TNT Championship reign feels very similar to the Adam Copeland TNT Championship reign, where you can say on paper now, former TNT champion Tommaso Ciampa, but do you remember anything from the title reign of Adam Copeland as your TNT champ?
Well, because is it a reign when you don't even have one successful defense? Like,
Ooh, that's a good combat question. A lot of people say champions aren't champions until they defend the title. You can win the championship, but you're not a champion until you defend it. A lot of people say that. I might be one of them, but a lot of people say that.
because
So, yeah,
I talked about this in the funny thing. Like, you're more of an avid fighter, so you could talk more about the complexities of this. But I understand fighting to be like, you can be a better athlete, you can be stronger, faster, whatever, but like you can still get got by somebody with skills.
Oh,
Like you can get your ass kicked by somebody who you should have beat 9 times out of 10.
the case in point, go Google Roy Nelson. Look up Roy Nelson. That motherfucker murked people, and he looked like your mechanic at Jiffy Lube. Like,
I remember
he's a
you clued
bad
me into some
motherfucker.
of this too, this way of thinking when you kept ragging on people were like, I dropped him once. Like the boxers, you're like, yeah, no shit, man. Everybody can get knocked out by a
Yeah.
punch, man. Like,
Yeah, that's not.
you don't have to
fucking-
be stronger than me to knock me out with a punch, you idiot.
Yeah, yeah. I have seen plenty 125-pound guys fucking sleep.
I've seen people knock
heavyweights.
themselves out by walking into a wall.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's
what the
true too.
fuck,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Jesus, goddamn.
Yeah, so Saturday night, Grand Slam Australia, in a ladder match, we will get Mark Briscoe versus Kyle Fletcher for
Yeah.
the TNT Championship, match number 7 in their rivalry. But
We're
I'm
gonna do all the ladder
honestly,
things.
yes, but I'm honestly the most interested in Tommaso Ciampa because, to their credit, they also went to Tommaso Ciampa sulking in his loss, right? They didn't
He named that title. He said he was
but,
never
they just
leaving.
but they didn't just like scurry him away. Like they showed him like sad
Well,
and
and
stuff.
he's the type to have, like a backstory and a driving, you know what I mean, purpose to his character, right? If he's allowed to give that, and supposedly we're to expect in AW, you're given that floor, so he's gonna come with something, right? He's gonna come with something. We're gonna see
You
a
would hope
video or a backstage exclusive at least where he
Mhm.
at least addresses this.
You know who I was just thinking of? Because his appearance made me think of this other guy, and then our earlier conversation about babyface managers. You know who could be a babyface manager for Takeshita? Christopher Daniels. I think he would be
Yeah.
a great babyface. Hey, and he just kind of says it straight up. He doesn't play
Oddly
it
enough,
silly or anything.
Better as a wrestler heel, but I think you're right, would be better playing a face manager, right? As a heel manager, I don't like him, right?
No.
Christopher Daniels. I think he's a little
The only
too
thing
cheesy.
The only thing he needs to do, and this is just me being as nice as possible, brother, you need to stop looking like a fucking bartender on a cruise. Like, you got to get out of these fucking 3-piece suit bullshit things. Someone needs to dress you better because you look like it ain't it. I know I'm wearing a fucking long sleeve too, but I'm just saying, if you're going to be that guy.
Well, what it is it's a guy who says, I want to come off as, being the well-dressed guy. But you're dressing with what you remember from 20 years ago a well-dressed guy looks like. You
Exactly.
haven't gone to like a stylist.
A tailor or anything like that. Yeah.
That's not how the fellas dress today when they're
Yeah.
going out on the town, right? You look like an
Yeah.
old guy trying to dress nice, which is nice. You dress nice.
Yeah. You look like a tailor
yeah.
at a JCPenney. You know what I mean? Like,
You look like you're
my
about to tell
little
me
boy
that you own
needs-
3 used car lots in town.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. He looks like the guy I would take my child to because he needs his first suit for his band recital. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Christopher will take
I
care of
own
you.
3 franchise Shoney's locations. Be like, all right.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
again, respectable. You make some cash, like.
All right. But someone needs to dress you better. Anyhow, I think he would be good for Takeshita. That's just a side note. Ciampa, we'll see what happens with him. Ladder match this Saturday night. Then
That'll be fun.
we get a promo for the Babes of Wrath, who are also going to be down there in Australia, defending their championship, tag team championship. Yep. Nothing crazy about this one, but just, again, nice promo, which is always good.
They're babes, full of wrath.
Yep. And then we get a tag team match. We get Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong taking on Matthew McConaughey and Daniel Garcia. And didn't this motherfucker look like Matthew McConaughey? What's with this fucking like look over his shoulder fucking hair? Brother,
He did have the like. He looked like Matthew McConaughey at a Texas football game on the sideline.
Yeah, motherfucker looks like he smells like hemp. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Cool. You have the fucking cool moccasins. Neat. I don't fucking need to. You tell me that they're made from hemp, from Brazil or some bullshit.
Sustainably sourced.
Oh yeah, sustainably. Yeah. Hey brother, I see that you're having a Diet Coke. Do you know that that's poison? Fuck off. Okay? Shut the fuck up. You know? That there you go.
What else is poison? Your fucking personality.
Yeah. Oh, hey man. This weed, you're scared about a little weed. This comes from the earth. So do fucking mushrooms that kill you. Okay? Not everything that comes from the fucking earth is bad or good. You know, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
He looks like he smells like Tabasco, doesn't he? Like, just
this guy or Matthew McConaughey now? Now I'm confused.
Yeah. Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this guy or Matthew. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then also, quick question, and maybe I'm missing something here. Is his name's Clark Connors? I'm looking at it now, but is Clark Connors and fat Conor McGregor in the Death Riders?
That's what I mean. Like they were death. Like so now they're both part-time Death Riders.
And why don't they walk out with them any other time?
Death Ride Sharers. What are they?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah, do they have like the Uber app for Death Riders? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, are they as needed Death Riders? Are they like fucking?
Yeah, they fucking
AAA Death Riders.
Pac pulls him up.
Called up in rotation.
I rolled my ankle. Get in there, Clark.
Hey, we called Clark up for 3 weeks. You said you should just stay gangs, so this is kind of it. It's like a relegation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my god. You have all the names to pick from to be a pro wrestler, and you chose Clark.
Clark Connors.
You sound like a magician.
What was that WWE one where like the guy's real name was like Thunder Dick or something like that? I can't remember what.
Well, no, like the real one, like the most famous one is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's real name is Richard Blood. So Dick Blood is his real name. And you went with Ricky Steamboat.
No, they've got somebody like that now where they gave him like generic name and his real name is something like Thunder something. I was like, what in the fuck?
I don't know about that, but
yeah.
Man. But Jesus Christ. Yeah, Clark Connors. So anyhow, Matthew McConaughey and Daniel Garcia, they're wrestling here. Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and I guess we get the end of the Roderick Strong in the conglomeration because Orange
did
Cassidy.
He finally just say I'm done with it?
Well, he goes for the tag, and Roderick Strong drops off the apron and is like, I didn't want to do this. This is fucking, like, he keeps saying, he's like, I didn't want to do this. I don't like you guys.
But he's the longest, I don't want to do this. Like, just go then.
Right. Well, that's the other thing, too, is a little bit where it's like, is Orange Cassidy and the rest of them just bullying him to, like, stay with them? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like,
he doesn't
why does he feel so
guys?
much pressure that we don't see? Are we missing the group chats? Right.
Yeah.
Well, being passive aggressive to him.
And now that makes me think is old Kyle O'Reilly.
Come on, man. This is what we do. We conglomerate, man. It's really, it's not a good look if you don't conglomerate with everybody else, right? Like, it helps build that morale. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't want that, right? You wouldn't want that on people to think that about you. So you should conglomerate.
Conglomerate, man.
Just conglomerate. It's fine. It's safe conglomeration. Everybody's in on it.
But it makes me start to think, is Kyle O'Reilly going to be healthy enough? Is he coming back to get in Roderick Strong's face? Hey, we don't do that to our friends. And then they get into who just says we were friends, and maybe something happens there.
Yeah, you could do that. Look, if Kyle doesn't come back and do anything but make a tag team named Kyle.
I mean, that is Fletcher, the fucking play.
Then I'm going to be upset.
That's the play. But I will also say, and I don't know about the timing, what was planned or what happened, but all that momentum he had of tapping out Jon Moxley like every single time they wrestled, to then just come back and be like, "Hey guys,
Hey Roddy, why don't you want to conglomerate?
Me and Mark Briscoe gonna tag next week." Like, what? Why? Anyhow. But that's not even really the story of this match.
Kick pads?
So we get, like I mentioned, Roderick Strong drops off the apron. Fuck you guys. I didn't want to be here. Then we get a whole thing with Orange Cassidy. But then afterwards, we get Toni Storm up there in the luxury box. And she's cutting her promo, right? Saying her shit. You fucking assholes. If I go bald, I'll still look great. All this fucking shit. Mm-hmm. And Wheeler Yuta, which remember, Yuta sucks. He comes out and he's like, I'm fucking tired of this.
I'm the most annoying little shit.
And that's when he interrupted.
Right. And Yuta's like, oh, you shut the fuck up. Bring her out. And Marina Shafir, smothering Mina Shirakawa, drags her out to the entry ramp.
Mother's boob milk or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that stupid ass move is called. It's smothering. You're just smothering someone. Just kind of like your personality. You're smothering. Anyhow, she seems like that person. No, her. She just seems like a person like, I get it. Cool. Yeah. I do remember the Sakuraba versus Gracie match from 2003. Can we fucking move on? Like, anyhow, asshole. But they cut Mina's hair.
They cut off a chunk.
Okay, so here's all the stuff here. What do you think happens with Mina? Or is she getting a new haircut here? Or, I mean, she has to, I guess. But, like, what are we doing with that?
Yeah, I don't know. Or did they have, like, a special, thing on that they knew where to cut? So it looks like they cut, Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm still intrigued. This is one of the most intriguing things coming up is this hair match, right? And now could Mina come in when we think Toni Storm's about to lose? Mina's coming to the rescue, but she doesn't come to the rescue. She gives the Kansas City punt to Toni Storm because you didn't come fucking save me. And now let's fucking, she's got this new crazy haircut. Now they shave Toni Storm. Toni Storm's bald. Toni Storm's crazy. Well, I can see that.
It'd be fun. Would be fun. I think, though, if we're being honest, I still think it's Yuta's getting his head shaved.
I think so, too. That's what
I think his hair is thinning so much and his now is getting so long.
Yeah.
I think
we could do Orange Cassidy. It went too long ago. Like, when we started AEW, like, he had real short hair. So it's nothing for him to get a quick shaved head and then just grow something back.
Right.
So that's not it,
But... yeah, does Mina feel scorned by getting left by Toni Storm up in the luxury box? Why wasn't she in there in the first place? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, why wasn't I there with you in the luxury box?
Something. But we'll see.
Luther?
Yeah.
Luther?
Did Luther sell her out? Because Luther gets jealous of people around.
Luther's jealous because he's
Toni
bald.
Storm. Well... but just
Luther's guiding all this from behind because he wants her to be bald also.
Or it's just, I don't want anyone getting close to my prized possession, Toni Storm. We saw what happened when Mariah May got too close. It almost cost us everything. So I'm not letting Mina get closer than what she is. So we're going to fucking get rid of her too. You know what I mean? So
man,
maybe.
I keep thinking of old Iceman and how he almost could have been Luther, right? Like he had the gimmick. He was right there.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
he's ahead of his time.
He kind of was. All right. So then we get some quick promos here. Nothing too crazy. First we get Down Under, Andrade El Idolo and Hangman Adam Page. I didn't translate what Hangman said, but something about maybe kicking the dick or something like that.
I feel like they all didn't say much here other than just like, we're going to kick each other's asses was the gist of both of these kind of suite of promos that we got from them, right?
Yeah. Again, if I knew Spanish, which I don't, and I'm not trying to say I should or that you shouldn't, all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, don't know what he said, but apparently some people loved it, but cool. Next up,
Hangman?
I mean, Hangman is the coolest.
Yeah.
Hangman is the coolest. Next up, also staying with the Hangman vibe, we get Jet Set Rodeo says, hey, we're 2/3 of the AEW World Trios Championship.
They didn't say that. That's what bothered me, though. He said, we are the Trios champs. And I'm like, there's two of you motherfuckers.
Well, yes. And then he said, we're going after all the singles titles in 2026. So watch out. And I would say you couldn't get all of them because there's too many titles.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was fine. This was fine, but it was fine.
Yeah. Nothing. Yeah. Again, nothing bad. It wasn't, oh my God, this is the stupidest thing in the world, but it didn't move the needle, but it was fine enough. It's always good to see the t-shirt for Jet Set Rodeo. Love the horse cock.
It's a horse
Awesome.
and a cock.
Yep. And then, Adam Page, always the best. Next up was the biggest miss of the night. This is why it wasn't a 20 out of 10 and just a 15 out of 10. 15 out of 10 still fucking rules and is an all-timer, but you could have taken this shit to the fucking greatest of all time episode of Dynamite because we get the AEW World Tag Team Championship #1 contenders match. We have the Young Bucks, we have the Rascals, and we have a mystery team. And the fucking mystery team should have been Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Who the fuck do we want to see FTR fight? It isn't the Young Bucks.
Well, and just this is where the tag team division is. These were the teams that get a shot at this. Like, I understand the Young Bucks are a legacy team that are almost always in the picture, right? So they can go into any contender match, and that's understandable.
Totally fine.
But these are our tag teams left. Private Party that I forgot was a thing. And then, you know what I mean? Just mystery team. Like, I don't.
And so here's my gripes with the whole situation. I'll kind of break them down. One, I didn't mind that it was Young Bucks and the Rascals because they qualified, right? It was a qualifying match. They both won it. Sure, whatever. Rascals, they're new, so that was cool. I'd never seen them wrestle.
But they've been an established tag team for a while, so it also established that they'd be good. Right,
right,
and they'd
exactly.
be in this contention.
And I never saw them wrestle the Young Bucks, so hey, that's a kind of mash of what I would think styles are, so cool, right? All that. But if you weren't, and then again, I still think, and I still will say, that the match we want FTR to wrestle is against Copeland and Christian for the championships because they have a win over them, but now FTR is the champions, so there you go. So all right, put that aside. Let's just say Christian rolled his ankle and he actually can't do this, right? Whatevs, sure.
Visa issues.
Well, yeah, whatever it is. But you bring
Border's
in private.
A little testy these days.
That is true. On both sides, north and south. But if you're going to bring in Private Party just to fucking lose, who cares? Like, the Young Bucks won this. It wasn't even Private Party winning.
Yeah. You just, like, I don't know why we didn't even, it could have just been Young Bucks and Rascals, I guess. Like, they both wanted, like, I don't know what this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're going to bring Private Party back playing the hits. There was nothing different about him. One of them was bigger. One of them has more muscle. But, like, this is an opportunity where, we're speaking about managers who could kind of go either heel or face. You could have had MVP walk out with Private Party. Right? Because Private Party, the last time we saw them, they lost their tag team championships to the Hurt Syndicate. They could have been like, hey, we realize that we're not going to be the champions we want to be without his guidance. So we've joined the Hurt Syndicate. And then that way you can not break up, but you can have Bobby Lashley go after the heavyweight championship, Shelton go after TNT, and then they don't have to be a tag team. Right.
Yeah.
And now you got some depth because then if Bobby Lashley gets hurt, you just don't see MVP anymore all of a sudden, which is weird. But nope, we just said, hey, remember how Private Party has a security guard for some reason that walks out with them? Only fucking people that do that.
Yeah.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah. and there's not any paparazzi following them, so I don't know why that is. Yeah. Yeah.
And
No, I'm with you.
and the way they did it could have even been better. Because you could have said this is a Rascals party, a super kick party, but if you want to take it to the next level, then it's gotta be a private party. And then
Private
they walk
party, yeah.
out. You could even have MVP say that.
Yep.
What do we do though? Shots. Those motherfuckers don't take shots. The only things they're taking shots of are fucking mouthwash before they go to bed. Fuck out of here. Those two nerds are taking shots. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Pro wrestling mistake number 1. Don't try to give somebody the cool guy gimmick if they're not actually a cool guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's doesn't work. You can't pretend to be cool, or else you would have been cool. We all would have thought you were cool.
Well, let's also not forget, the cool thing that they did was the small guy, Isaiah Cassidy, I think his name is, his whole cool thing was to moan in your ear. Remember when he did that? When he was like, ugh. That was his cool thing. You fucking killed it, brother.
Nope. Yeah. Ugh.
That's the equivalent of like Drake hanging out at the party, right? Like, it's just not cool. You're too old. You don't look nice. You shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
Everyone
we know
feels
too much
icky.
about you now.
We know too much about you. I'm not saying private party have those same allegations, but I'm saying that vibe of like, nope. Should have renamed. Could have called yourself something different. Just trotting out that same dead horse, which in 3 weeks we'll forget about.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But then
The Young Bucks win.
The Young Bucks win. Yeah, Young Bucks win. I guess that is what it is.
And we play the same hits there too, beating that dead horse. FTR, we're the greatest. You're the second greatest.
I do like his line when he was like, "We've been successful at every company we went to. For you to be successful, you had to start a company. What's that like?"
Yeah. He should have taken it even one step farther and said, and then we became the best of this one too.
And then we had that at your company. That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's why we're the best. Yeah.
Yeah. I do like, it is fun. It gets a little too repetitive, but the whole, what do you have to say? Actually, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Back. Yeah.
I do like
I
that.
think they did it like they did it the right amount of times, right?
Yes. Yeah.
We didn't keep hitting that hammer a bunch of times. I think he did it twice, maybe, and then the third time he got kicked. You know what I mean? He was like,
Then they get beat up, and then the Young Bucks, again, looking too old for the club, roll out, and then they get Big Stoke, kick him in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sitting in the wheelchair. What else are we going to, come on.
And you hand him the belts, and old Nick Jackson, brother, you got to get off those fun pills. You're looking a little too ripped all of a sudden.
Yeah. You got Tommaso Ciampa abs all of a sudden. Right here.
That was really quick too. Yeah. This is you're looking like Charlotte Flair with your 9th body in 4 years. You know what I mean?
Like Grozampic. I don't even know what that.
Yeah. A little weird. But I don't know. So are you excited for FTR Bucks? What happens? Do you like what goes on?
Look, I'm sure that match will be a match, right? That will be good. But I hope FTR retains so we get the FTR CNC.
You know what I want from the Young Bucks? And I'm being serious when I say this now. They've done everything, it feels like, in AEW. We're really running back 2021 with the Don Callis family right into FTR. Like, it's COVID all over again, right? Break up. I want to see you guys fight each other. Who's the better of the Young Buck? Who's the youngest of the Buck?
How do they book that? Ugh.
They lose to FTR. They start blaming each other for not being the greatest. And then there you go. We got to find them. I don't fucking know. But wouldn't that be interesting?
Oh, I mean, there could be a lot.
Because doesn't one of them have and I'm not saying that this is a bad thing at all. So don't take it the wrong way if you hear this. But isn't one like a really big family guy, like misses things because their son or daughter has like a basketball game or something?
The young buck Matt Jackson, I know he has like a vlog with his family where they do vacations and things like that, like his wife and several kids. So I know
Then
that
he loses. Yeah. Right, there you go. Nick wins. Matt loses, gets to go on his...
Nick wins.
Yeah. Or he loses and he has to fucking go to rehab for his gambling addiction. You know what I mean? Something. But like, you've done everything else. What else are you going to do? You're going to wrestle Copeland and Christian? Young. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're going to start calling you're going to wrestle Copeland and Christian and get that, squeeze that orange for all its juice.
Yeah, they'll do the FTR, then they'll do the Young Bucks.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Would have done the Hardys if Jeff, wouldn't have been drinking.
Well, I read a headline that I think it was Matt who was like, hey, we could have re-signed with AEW, but then we realized after watching a Will Ospreay match, we can't hang here. So that's why we went to TNA. Which takes us good segue right into a highlight package for Will Ospreay. And he's like, hey, everyone says I'm the greatest, but I just had a neck surgery. Am I going to be the best when I come back? What do you think of this Will Ospreay? He's coming back soon. It feels like. What would you do with him here?
Man, I don't know. I struggled to know what we were supposed to be doing with Will Ospreay before he left. So I don't know, because I feel like Will Ospreay in AEW checks every box except for a real storyline reason to care, right? Like he can do moves. He, you know what I mean? All the dream matches.
So here's the thing, because I thought it was one of the cooler endings to an AEW pay-per-view. The way he got taken out was the Death Riders and Young Bucks fucking breaking his neck 7 different ways, right?
True.
So, not necessarily that he has to do the Darby Allin thing where he wrestles every fucking member of the Death Riders. All out. Yeah. But if he just goes right to Jon Moxley, and it's Jon Moxley says, oh, because you can do a flip, you think you're as good of a wrestler as me? And then Will Ospreay saying, yeah. And then that's just a rivalry. Like, yeah, no, I am.
Like, well, we can settle it by having a match, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, those guys could get down, because Moxley, I still don't think gets the credit for, like, he can wrestle any kind of match. You want to put him in there with Takeshita, he'll do that. You want to go with the crazy shit and Darby, best wrestlers in the world. 100%. And so I think
Moxley likes to put himself in a type, but I think he's one of the better wrestlers in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a reason. Like, this is an action figure that's sold. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think he likes this. But the idea that he can do any kind of style, WWE style. Fuck, he was a WWE champion, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's where you would go first, potentially.
I never heard of Jon Moxley in WWE.
Well, yeah, the bitch young brother, Dean Ambrose, was actually over there. They were closely related. Yeah.
God. Tommy who?
I always think it's interesting that the moment that killed his WWE drive was in Kansas City when he had to get the shot because he was allergic to fans. I was like, I was at that show. That sucks.
Was it that one, the gas mask one?
Yeah. No, it was. Then he came out with the gas mask. And I was like, yeah, damn, that sucks. I was there.
I mean, look, I get it. It's Kansas City,
Yeah. Well, and that car, that's the thing I remember the most about that is if you go back and watch that episode when he cuts the promo about these fans, I was there with my brother-in-law and he's into cars, and Moxley, they had rented just a normal car.
That's right. Cause he was like he was like, I don't know what that was. He was just like, you're from the slums guy or something. It was just
he's like, it's a Honda Civic or something, like a 98 Honda Civic. Why the fuck do you have that? Yeah, that was the thing I remember. Anyhow, all right, let's keep it moving, because
the best one they ever did of that was when Alberto Del Rio's personal ring announcer was battling him, and he pulled up in that hoopty and everything, and they were like, well, this right here fucking was like a 1978 fucking
Yeah, that was good.
That was a good one.
All right, Tim. Well, right before scratch that. Maybe the Excel spreadsheet got cut off because the main event
Yeah, it was
for
out of the print area. So like he forgot to set up his page views, right? Like his page breaks.
Like, well, I guess this is it.
It's
then
still
tonight.
sitting on the printer feed as the last block. They got bumped.
Yeah. But we get the AEW Women's World Championship strap match.
Strap match.
The Toxic
Strap
Spider,
Daddy.
Thekla, taking on the Cosmic Killer strap daddy, Kris Statlander. And Christ almighty, did
Strap
these
it
two
they
get after
did.
him. Yeah. There's a quote I wanted to read. Hold on, let me try to find it.
Straptastic. That's how many strap things can we
Strap-a-palooza.
Strap-a-palooza Saturday.
So while I try to find this,
Mania.
what did you
what are you
think of the
looking at?
match? Well, I'm going to try to find a quote.
Hoss fight is, an overused term, but these ladies came, and again, I wouldn't even classify Thekla as a Hoss, but these ladies came to show that, like, we can do this. I don't even call this a hardcore match in these, like, strap matches, but what would you call this, like,
Physical?
like bull rope matches and strap matches were always known as, like, the extra, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to hit hard. It's not even just that we're tethered together, but, like, I'm going to clothesline you with this shit, right? Like, I'm going to fucking, just physically manhandle you. Usually comes with this. And they pulled no punches on that.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to share because Kris Statlander was bleeding pretty profusely. And she said, quote, "Women bleed once a month and don't have a choice. To choose where is more power to the girlies." Yeah. I like that. That's a good one.
Taking the power back. I like it.
Yeah. Fuck you, men and biology and all that other bullshit.
Men. Ew.
Yeah.
Look, they're not wrong there.
Yeah. But man,
problem.
She got caught with the strap like above her eyebrow. And I don't know if then she decided to like cut it or if it was actual legit, like the hard way, as they say. Cause then it was just coming out of her head like hard as fuck.
Yeah.
But Tim, we end the night with our second new champion, Thekla. Now this one had a little controversy because we did get the Sisters of Sin do their little, run-in. Because unlike Kyle Fletcher, who won legit over Tommaso Ciampa, this did have that little bit of shenanigans. So Thekla, your new champion, what say you?
Another good job of like just completely blindsiding me with, I had no expectations that that's the outcome, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think Thekla was going to win because we already did the surprise title win.
Yeah.
Tonight, right? And like I know I'd said that we'd been kind of missing the boat with the Statlander title run, but I definitely didn't think it was ending right there, right? Like I didn't think this is when it was going to happen. So twice they got me on the, you know what I mean, the Swerve title shots in one night. Good on you.
Yeah, and this was a deserving one, being the main event, being the physicality, and also she didn't lose legit. Not to say like Tommaso Ciampa's less than, but I do think it was important for him to lose, Tommaso Ciampa that is, legit, because kind of like what I said where, he just comes from WWE and just beats all the best people. I guess AEW must suck. It was good that he lost legit and Statlander
now we know he's
doesn't.
somewhere between Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe.
Right, exactly, which is probably where he should be, So, new champion. And that leads us into some quick picks here. So that was AEW Dynamite. Next up, Saturday at 7:00 in the One True time zone, we have AEW Grand Slam Australia. And I'll just keep the momentum going. So Thekla is your new AEW Women's World Champion. We have our AEW Women's Tag Team Championship match, the Babes of Wrath versus Mega Bad. Do the Babes of Wrath lose their championships to Mega Bad?
I feel like they might. This is one where I'd probably want to map out the rest of the card to know where that might fall in, right? But I feel like we introduced the women's tag titles. The Babes of Wrath have done a good job of being hey, look at us. But you're not going to do much more than that. And so if we're going to establish that this is a division, we got to get titles on somebody. And Mega Bad's ready to go. They're Mega Bad. So, yeah, why not?
I would pick them. And here's why. Let's be honest. Everyone loves Harley Cameron, but the real team is it's Willow, right?
It's Willow.
But Willow
Willow
is your TBS champion. So it's not as if she loses, she just has nothing to do. So she can stay your TBS champion. Harley, and again, I'm not a huge wrestling guy. Like, I need the moves all to be the best.
Isn't she the face manager for people? Like, the foil to the Don Callis family is her leading.
Well, that would be great.
Baby faces that can't talk. But anyway, go ahead.
That would be great. But Harley could get a little bit better at wrestling. And so if you give her some reps on Ring of Honor or like second matches on Collision, I think that would help her out. And then giving the championships to Mega Bad. Now Megan Bayne just doesn't squash everyone randomly for no reason on Collision. And Penelope Ford can keep doing the like, oh, she's a goddess, kind of like a manager role, right? But then they're both wrestling. They're both in front of your face. They're both reputable. I would go Mega Bad as well. So I'll pick that as well. Mega Bad to become our new AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions. All right. Then we will go with the AEW Continental Championship match. Our champion, Jon Moxley, taking on our challenger, Konosuke Takeshita. Tim, who you got?
Man, I want the story to play out, like we said, but I think Jon Moxley's going to win this and still be the Continental Champion.
I think you're right. I think as cool as it would be that, then we could do the unifying again and get rid of a title kind of thing. I do think Moxley's just going to keep it. Now, one thing I wanted to bring up that I forgot about as we were talking about the women's tag team championship match, the way we ended Dynamite was the Triangle of Madness beats the shit out of Kris Statlander, and then the Brawling Birds come out for the save. So maybe we're going to do Brawling Birds versus Sister of Sin, but that's another women's tag team that we have out there that can get some reps in. So
true.
I wanted to bring that up.
I forgot the Sisters of Sin are a tag team, so they're still we need to get the ball rolling on it being some division. Tag teams. So yeah. Bad.
All right, so I think we're both taking Moxley there. We both took Mega Bad. Let's keep it going. The winner gets an AEW World Championship match for the Men's Heavyweight Championship. We've got Hangman Adam Page versus Andrade El Idolo. Now, Tim, I will remind you, Andrade is coming off of back-to-back wins over Swerve Strickland and then Kenny Omega.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he wins here because maybe we are pulling the trigger on Brody King, and then like everybody, like the whole like we're coming after you, MJF, was kind of all for naught for all of them, right? Like I kind of like that swerve, if you will, right?
Okay.
But I mean, conventional wisdom would tell you Hangman doesn't lose here, right? Like, it's not how pro wrestling works. But I feel like Andrade wins here. I think he's on the hot burner, and I think they're going to keep him there. At least
here's the other thing.
I don't know that he
and
wins
here's the other
title,
thing with, and here's the other thing with Hangman Adam Page. He's 1/3 of the trios champ. So again, he has a title that can keep him busy too, right? He can go up against the Ops, right? Samoa Joe. Well, Samoa Joe.
Last time you heard me say that.
Samoa Joe, we haven't seen. And if you remember, Hangman said he's going to take everything away from Joe and he's just getting started. Well, what can Joe do is say, fuck you, then I'm taking things from you.
So apparently Joe's in the old concussion protocol, they said.
Well, to grab a foot, though, doesn't take any, you don't have to, he doesn't have to get into a match on Saturday. So maybe.
Pipe with a concussion.
That would bring up a very interesting dynamic. Because if Andrade is your number one contender, then you're either doing abolish ICE, Mexican people are worthy, Brody King versus I'm a bad guy Mexican Andrade. Or you're doing I'm the biggest heel in the world, MJF, going up against I'm the biggest heel in anything, not just wrestling, Don Callis.
Yeah. I feel like it's Andrade.
All right, I'm going Hangman there. I'm going Hangman. I think Hangman gets the victory.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep it going. Our mixed tornado tag match. Loser of the fall has their head shaved. We have Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta versus Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm. Tim, who you got?
I mean, the easy answer is either Wheeler or Orange Cassidy, because both of those are the fellas. They can take a shaved head pretty easily. Orange Cassidy has much shorter hair right now. But everything feels like Tony Storm is getting balded here, right? Like, I don't know what it is, but it feels like the universe is saying, you know the answer to this. You know Tony Storm's going bald. So I feel like I'm going to say Tony Storm because this is made up and we're not really picking here and the shirt's not on the line. Shirt's staying at my house either way, so.
It is, and it's always going to stay there. And you're also wrong on this one. Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy get the victory, and Orange Cassidy gets retribution by shaving Yuta's head. That's what we end that segment with. All right, now we got 2 more title matches. We got match number 7, this time for the TNT Championship in a ladder match. Our champion, Kyle Fletcher, taking on the challenger, Mark Briscoe. Who wins the series, Tim?
I think Kyle Fletcher wins. And I think we might see Tommaso Ciampa come out and for some reason either purposely go after Mark Briscoe or attempt to cause problems, and it pisses Mark Briscoe off, and Mark Briscoe then blames him for the loss, and now they're feuding off on the side for a little bit. I think Kyle Fletcher.
Because one thing also to consider is this is going to be on what day? This is February. This is Valentine's Day, so February 14th. Yep. That means we have a month to then get to the pay-per-view, which is on March 10th. So it's not like we got a lot of time to just fuck around if we're wanting the TNT Championship on that pay-per-view. I could see a trios match of Ciampa, Briscoe, Fletcher. I agree with you, though. I'm going Kyle Fletcher. I don't think they're just doing this and have him lose in his home country. I think they're going to be cheering for him. Mark Briscoe can win and lose any match in the world. He could lose to
100%.
Local talent, and he can also beat MJF. It doesn't matter.
Fine, but when you circle right back to somebody who just had it 2 times ago, it starts to feel more like the 24/7 championship than it does, a title.
Totally agree. All right, Tim, then we get our main event, presumably. The main event for the AEW Men's World Heavyweight Championship. Our champion, MJF, taking on Brody King. Tim, who you got?
Man, I know I set up the other picks thinking Brody King should win this, but like I don't know that I have enough faith that they're going to do that, right? But if there's any validity to anything about like, hey, can we find a way to tone down the fuck ice things, they certainly are going to shy away from put the title on him right away, right? Because we're going to chant that every time this guy's around, I have a feeling. So, man, I feel like it's going to be MJF.
MJF is
right. Like he's gonna do something to cheat.
He's the title is right now.
Bandito comes in, fucking turns on old Brody King.
Or Bandito tries to, because see, the other way to do it is Bandito also tries to fuck over MJF and just ends up screwing up.
Screwed up, and now Brody King's like, you bitch.
Right.
This
and
is
then
my one and only chance.
Yeah. I do think it's interesting that we haven't seen Bandito since he lost. He lost the match to MJF and then has just been MIA, unless he's on ROH.
No.
Sorry. Yeah. But again, the title's the most interesting because everyone's after one person. For that to then just shift without Kenny Omega or Swerve or Hangman or Andrade.
Right out from under your nose.
Yeah,
But
but
then I would love, like, then they're going around to the suit, be like, so you're going after Brody King now? And they'll be like, give me, I'll respond in a week. I need some time.
and I also think Hangman costing MJF the match will mean, because if you watch that promo where MJF and Brody King are talking about the match for Saturday, MJF is like, Hangman, you piece of shit. It's not a lot of like, Brody King, I really hate you. It's Hangman, you stupid cowboy. So
that's what I mean. Are we supposed to be looking over here though? And
then, that could be.
And
but
then he wins, and we get a. While he's holding the title.
Well, here's the thing,
again.
though. Yeah, but here's the thing. That doesn't hit well in Australia. If this is,
oh well,
if
but
this
it
is,
might.
well, what I'm saying is, like, if this was in Minnesota, this is in Philadelphia, this is in LA, Chicago. Yeah. Now, here's the thing, Tim. Could be shenanigans because MJF would do that. It's a no contest. You know, he just keeps it because of disqualification. We punt it. And then in Los Angeles, Brody King wins the title there in a triple threat. Hangman, MJF, Brody King.
In LA.
Baby
comes out to congratulate him even. Fucking.
Yep. We could do that. That is what you should do. If you're really wanting to fucking be the shit, that's what you do.
Are they really wanting to be the fucking shit, Tom? Or
because fuck Magamania. That cocksucker Paul Levesque is on the fucking RFK Jr.'s feed talking about how we need to be healthier because he got healthy. How the fuck do you get healthy, you fucking roided out cunt?
totally
and here's the thing.
Life,
But here's the thing. I'm totally fine with steroids. Just fucking be honest, right? That's the thing I've always hated. It's like, you know what I do to live long every day? I eat 8 McDonald's hamburgers and no. It's the people that are like, all I do is just kind of sit around. It's like, bitch, you have a personal trainer. Shut the fuck up. Stop acting like all you got to do is just one thing. And we were like you. Fuck you, asshole. So yeah, AEW, fucking take the shot. Do it in LA. Don't do it in Australia. Do it in LA. LA would be where it hits hard and hits the highest. Because last thing I'll say, remember the most like buzz an AEW pay-per-view got with like celebrities was in LA. Remember the Workaholics guy was there? Remember Leslie Jones, that stand-up comedian? She was just yelling at everyone. That was
great. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Man, I thought they made a fan for life.
I think they did. I think she'll be there probably. So if you get a Ron Funches, a Leslie Jones, Workaholics, all three of them, and then you say, and fuck Ice? Huh?
And
Tim, oh man, now I'm getting, my juices are flowing now.
Leslie Jones things was so good. I recall saying they should pay her to come to every fucking pay-per-view and just like be in the front row.
Here's the other thing, Tim. In the news, I don't know who he is, but a congressman basically demanded that Tony Khan brings in Bad Bunny to AEW. Based off of the fuck Ice
I
chance,
did see
right?
that. Yeah, I said he was an AEW fan. Yeah.
If Brody King beats MJF and the motherfucker who hands him the title is Bad Bunny, you're not beating that moment. You're not beating that moment.
No. Nope.
And here's the thing too, to keep them hot. But then if the whole story of WBD is true, which I kind of find it hard to believe, but let's just say it is true. MJF is a dastardly heel. On the next Dynamite, he can invoke a rematch, low blow Brody, get the title back. We're back on track with whatever we wanted to do.
Right back on.
Yeah. Because that's the other thing too. I don't necessarily like, I love Brody King, right? Like, you know, I got all the action figures and all that stuff, but it's not like if he becomes the men's world champion, we're expecting a 2-year reign. You know what I mean? We just want the moment. We just want the moment. And AEW kind of slacks on that. For Magamania being what they are, they do
So
get the
Bad
moments
Bunny.
right. And they get Bad Bunny.
It's a lot of money to get Bad Bunny, though. Short notice.
He's
too.
a billionaire.
Well, it may not be like it's timing, right? Like, can you get, because he's all over the world as Bad Bunny. He's one of the most famous people in the world, but that'd be amazing. I did see somebody said a video. They suggested before the Super Bowl, he should fucking open that thing with "Born in the USA." Fucking
Yeah, I
Bruce
said that to
Springsteen.
you. Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, you
Chris
said
Long.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Long had
Apparently,
Bruce Springsteen.
J-Lo did that when she did the
Super Bowl.
halftime show. So
Yeah, but that was our
probably did
first Super Bowl. That was this one here.
Yeah.
There.
Mm-hmm.
Boop, there you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Well,
That one. Oh,
our first Super Bowl win of this run, at least.
right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The first, and so I didn't really pay attention. All I remember about that, me and my wife still argue about this, is J-Lo, the second half. So if people remember, Bad Bunny was in that one too. Bad Bunny and Shakira did a little performance, but then they went back to J-Lo, and J-Lo decided to do a striptease dance next to her daughter. Like her vagina was right next to the ear of her daughter. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't remember. I rarely remember things like that from year over year, like who was the halftime show or whatever. Like, I don't care. I barely care while it's happening live. So I just never remember, I don't remember anything about it.
You don't remember anything about it? You don't remember being down 10 and then Jet Chip lost?
No, the Super Bowl, yes, but like
Oh.
the halftime shows and like who, what I mean, or what, even after a while, like what cities they were in, like I don't remember.
The best Super Bowl halftime show. Everyone always says it's Prince. That they're wrong. The best halftime of all time is Bruno Mars. That's the best one. Get the fuck on. Bruno Mars is
Yeah,
the best one. Yeah, I know.
We've had like 85 of these Super Bowls now, and like
yeah, but I've fact checked me. Well, you know who actually fun? You want to know a quick fun story of why we have the Super Bowl halftime the way we do? You know who we could thank? The Wayans brothers. In Living Color decided in 1991 to counter program the halftime show for the Super Bowl. They got 20 million people. And then the next year, the NFL was like, hey, we got Michael Jackson. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's here. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, I
they
did
kept
remember this. Bad Bunny had more yards than the Patriots running game.
Yeah.
In his halftime thing.
Now, the counter programming did continue, though, because remember 1999 halftime heat, Mankind versus The Rock for the WWE Men's Championship.
I remember halftime heat.
Yep. And then Celebrity Deathmatch, they did that a couple of years.
Yes. What a fun show that was.
I love that show. They should bring that back now. The idea that you can't do a triple threat match with J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar on Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh, yeah, that would have been perfect for Celebrity Deathmatch.
I know.
Amazing.
Anyhow, AEW's the best.
Amazing. AEW. Hit us up, alleatewrapup.com. Remember the email, aewrapup@gmail.com. Send us something. We want to talk to you. We want to be your friends, like Liverpool Chat and Theo P in the chat with us, hanging out, talking all night. We enjoy that. Come do that with us. And then, God, I don't even have anything else, right? It's late. Let's just get out of here.
I will see you next week, dumbass.